Hey everyone, so in this video, I'm going to talk about a recent comment that Senator Tim Kaine made in a Senate on Foreign Relations hearing, and we're going to get into the weeds about why this comment is concerning. My name is Victoria Holmes, I'm a podcast producer and I also work for a political media company, and these videos on Catholicism are sort of a side project of mine.
The notion that rights don't come from laws and don't come from the government, but come from the Creator, that's what the Iranian government believes. So the statement that our rights do not come from our laws or our governments is extremely troubling.
Now here's why this is a problem. You've probably heard the phrase endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights, straight from the Declaration of Independence. It's a cornerstone of American political thought. But here's the question. Why does it matter that these rights are said to come from a Creator, especially if you're not religious? So think about it this way. If rights come from a government or a person, then they're allowed to be taken away. They're not permanent, they're not secure, they're conditional. But if rights come from a higher source, whether you personally call that source God, nature, or natural law, then those rights are outside of reach of politicians, kings, or even popular opinion. That's why America's founders made such a big deal about unalienable rights. They knew human beings are fallible, that governments can become corrupt, and that majority rule doesn't always equal justice. Now, you don't have to be religious to see the wisdom that's here. There's a moral order that no politician can get to rewrite. Martin Luther King and even Abraham Lincoln constantly appealed to the laws of God and natural law when arguing for civil rights. Why? You have to appeal to something higher, something unchanging.
How long? Not long. Because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice.
In President Abraham Lincoln's 1858 debates with Stephen Douglas, Lincoln said the Declaration's claim that all men are created equal was a universal truth. Lincoln argued slavery was wrong because it violated the natural rights that come from being human. They're rooted in a higher law, what the Declaration called the Creator, and what Lincoln often called natural rights or divine justice. Now, I know this video doesn't fall under the specific category of Catholicism, but instead falls under the wider umbrella of Christianity, but I did want to highlight this comment that Senator Tim Kaine made because he's acting as if this idea of inalienable rights is a foreign concept to him, when in actuality, as someone from Virginia, he should be very familiar with the Founding Fathers and their principles and these founding documents that have made our country what it is today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I always forget to do that. And if you have any other videos like this from political people, please send them my way as I'd love to see them.